Alright, we're on, boys. So,
We're live.
welcome to this stream, our Artistic Savants stream again, where we'll be drawing sick weapons. So, let's start off with a few introductions. I'm Dicebag. What do I call myself? Artist, world builder, game designer, and occasional VTuber. And we're on my channel here. So all the social media links and everything are in the description. So who are you guys?
I go by Evergrade.
You go ahead.
Okay. I go by Evergrade Artistry online wherever I go. I'm on Minds.com. I'm on Gab, and I recently opened a Twitter account against my better judgment. I'm an artist who mainly works with digital and traditional illustrating, though I am thinking of trying out some other things. For now, just drawing though.
Right, I'm Wolff. I generally do a little bit of doodling, a lot of drawing, kind of a, small hiatus due to moving. But I have a Newgrounds site on my account on Minds, and who knows, I'm really debating opening a Twitter again, mostly just because of the HoloLive craze I've sunk myself into, and if I want to see, I know for a fact the memes I draw could probably, go a little further. But that's probably the only reason I do is for the meme.
Right. That's partly why I've gotten back into Twitter a little bit. Of course, I don't like getting on there anyways. It's a chore. But anyways,
Yeah.
how are we gonna do this? Do you guys have prompts you want to work off of or something?
I've been doing a bunch of swords, but we could do like a... my dice are in storage. Does anyone have some out? Because we could set up do a weapon and an element or something.
I had an idea for an axe, but I'm willing to try whatever you guys want first.
Well, personally, I've got a bunch of stuff from my creatures game that I could play around with in weapons. So just doing whatever would be fine with me. If you guys are down for that.
Yeah, just give us some prompts. Let's do that. Lead on, McDuff.
Lead on. I was suggesting everybody go their own way on this.
Artists going their own way.
I can't do that. I need someone to tell me what to do.
Yeah, what's that, Agtao?
No?
Okay, well, if you dudes want to draw creatures' weapons, I'm down for that.
Yeah, sure. Just tell me what we're doing. Do you have a rep for the specific ones we're doing, or just coming up with stuff?
Well, I've got a bunch of basically magical substances I've made up, and I was gonna just draw weapons based on those.
Yep. I think you could probably just copy pasta, it in the center somewhere, and then we can just use that as a rep. Or somewhere, because I'm expert gaming and I have dual screens, so I could load it somewhere else too.
Oh no, I'm the only non-gamer here. I bet I'm not even.
He only has one screen.
I can't even use the gamer word. I'm a disgrace.
Which gamer word?
Many times.
The one that I can't say.
Yes. Everyone knows the gamer word. Very special to my people.
The power of the most oppressed class.
Truly
Okay.
the most oppressed people.
Man, I don't know how the text works on Drawpile.
I
It's-
see.
It's
I
looking
don't know
weird.
what that is that up in the upper left corner?
Yes.
Proportion. I see proportion, but I'm really zoomed out.
That's weird, I don't see anything.
Properties. In its. Oh, you're making a selection.
No. That's supposed to be resizing the thing. I don't know. Okay, why is it doing that? I don't know. I don't know, guys.
Hmm.
Ah. Okay, that's not the right tool.
Why can't I use it?
What tool are you looking for?
Well, usually text tool is the one with a T. It's the one in between the fill bucket and the
Yeah,
dropper tool, color pick.
that's what.
Hold
That-
on, let me see this.
That's how I got the thing in the corner. But it's not the
Nice.
entire thing. I'm trying to resize it so the box is big enough for the text, and I can't select it. I'm not sure what the just plain old, I don't know what you'd call it, the selection tool. And I don't mean the one that you click and drag. I don't see just a regular old pointer.
Let's see, does the laser pointer not work?
Oh, the laser pointer works, but it just points at
Oh,
things.
No, the laser pointer is just a thing that shows like look at this, and then it
Yeah.
disappears after a couple seconds.
Oh wait, what's that?
It's the one in the top. At the very top is the one that's a black arrow with a little dot on top of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the 5th tool from the right on top.
Oh, there it is.
Heck, I can't interact with the text that I put on there at all, as far as I can tell.
I can't access the text tool at all.
Okay, well, it's gone now. I undid everything. Okay, let's see. What should we start with? Alright. Let's just go straight up with the first thing. We've got animite right here. It's a metal that in its unforged state, it gradually shifts into various forms. It always thrums with energy, which courses through anything that comes into contact with it. Animite is naturally magnetic as well, and can even form attractions for non-metals. So that is what I've got written about it. It's basically a combination of construct and lightning types in terms of creatures.
Construct and lightning. Okay, I'll see what I can do.
I guess my question will be, what kind of weapon am I gonna draw with that?
You know what, I'll adapt my idea.
It's essentially.
Let's see.
This let's see. I don't know how much you guys find this interesting, but you've been paying attention about the recent thing that happened on Mines where they're doing a contest and they're reworking how you actually get tokens.
They're reworking how you get tokens?
Yeah, you know how Go ahead.
I didn't notice that, but I have noticed a bit more activity recently. Like I posted something and it kind of got a lot more interactions the day, more interactions the day after, like it used to. It wasn't just all in one day.
Mm-hmm. keeps going instead of just all in.
Yeah, I have been noticing that myself. I thought it was just because I spin tokens like a madman, but I guess not.
Yeah. Also, along with that, the way tokens used to be gathered, what would happen is someone would like your thing, generally per person per paying a Minds Plus member.
Yeah.
It would be once a day a person could like your thing, share your thing, and comment on it. The max one person could do to add to your score. And then there was you checking in several times, just looking at your page every day. And now they're changing it purely to likes, so upvotes and downvotes like that. And it's going back to being so it doesn't have to be Minds Plus users. So,
Oh yeah.
because it used to be only people who had like Minds account, Plus account would actually count towards your score. That's what it used to be.
Okay, so they're finally doing away with that, huh?
Yep, they're going back to how it was originally, where it was just, interaction.
Well, that's probably good. It's like people who get on to try it out kind of are gonna want to feel like they're actually doing and achieving something or contributing.
Yeah, that's how it used to be. But then they changed it to where only, paying members, and then I came back out of my slump for a little bit, and I started drawing the memes, and everyone's sharing the memes, and I actually got one past 100 likes and stuff shares there. It's like, wow, I made a third of a token today.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear. I haven't found a use for tokens. Like, I should use them to push my stuff more, but
yeah, you can share stuff with them.
Yeah, that's all I do is spend them to push my stuff in other people's feeds.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't want to do it constantly.
Yeah, I think there's a couple accounts though. It's like, I'm going to share this Misty or something, or there's just. I think there's one that's just got thousands of views.
Hey, I didn't notice Usagi's in here with us.
Ooh, I heard a voice. Is that who that is?
I'm turning you up.
Oh, I thought. Okay, I'm not. Oh, good. I'm not. Oh, good. It's not the voices in my head.
Yeah, I heard a female voice and I was like, huh, does one of them have their girlfriends in here with us?
No, like I said, I snuck in like a shadow in the night.
Right. Well, welcome to the stream, even if you're not on here drawing with us.
Yeah, sorry, I couldn't forget exactly which site it is you're using. I couldn't get it to work with my computer, so.
It's okay. This doesn't seem like the most reliable program.
Yeah, it's neat. It's neat for small doodles, but the actual painting and drawing I do, that's Clip Studio Paint is for that. All my keybinds don't work here, and so I'm crippled. I'm literally crippled, missing some fingers on my left hand, but now I feel crippled. It's weird.
What happened to your left hand?
I ran it through a table saw.
That would do it.
Just a bit.
Oh,
sorry.
hey.
It happens. Let me think. That was 2007, so it was quite a while ago.
You've been like that for a while.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna put the stream link in the chat so Usagi can watch with us.
Okay. Let me pull this up here really quick.
Yeah, we've got an audience.
Okay, so I turn off the volume down.
I mean, we always have an audience because
Yeah.
streaming with you, Dice Bag.
We've had 5 playbacks, I'll have you know.
Have you know?
More than I've ever gotten. Not just, probably not just because I've never streamed before.
Boy deployed.
I'm
trying to remember what you said about the element. Does it animate the thing at all? Is that why you're drawing? Or there's a face on it?
Says
Construct and electric, right?
right. It's
or lightning.
yeah, well, same thing. You're like drawing a whole creature right here.
Yeah, I had this in. I kind of had this in mind, and I just adapted it. Sorry if it's too big. I can shrink him.
Oh, I'm not taking up much space with my little stupid knife. I'm not very creative today.
I am doing my best. Perhaps.
Do we get more layers to color, or?
Oh, let me do that. Yeah. Okay, is there a... Do you guys know if there's a way to move layers around? Because it doesn't seem to be doing it for me. Oh wait, there it goes.
Yeah, I know there's a way to select stuff.
Yeah, you just put it over what you want and slide it around.
Yeah, I was trying to move the top one underneath the bottom one, and it like wasn't having that. But when I did it in reverse, it worked for some reason.
I can use E to swap between the pen and the eraser.
I need to use a smaller brush. I'm always going for really thick things and it's hard to control everything, especially with the way Drawpile works.
I've started using a thicker brush, but that's because what I'm doing is I'm drawing the general shape and then erasing inside it to get the volume.
Yeah, Drawpile gives me a similar problem, but my tablet is just bad. I have trouble drawing straight lines on tablets in general, but with this, it actually curves my lines a bit, so I have to like do strokes.
Pretty scratchy.
Are you guys using Windows 10 more or less, or?
Yeah, I'm using 10.
I'm using 7.
I'm stuck on Windows. I think it's 10.
Because I know that Windows 10 had like this stupid like issue with a lot of tablet drivers. What was it like what is it called? Dang it. It was like ink, something like that.
Yeah, Windows Ink. For some reason, well, what I did is I completely disabled Windows Ink. It doesn't exist on my computer, so it's no longer fighting to go between using your stylus for drawing and actually drawing on the screen.
Oh, you were able to figure out how to turn it off? Because like if I could turn it off on my other computer, so I have 2 tablets actually. One that's like 1,000,000 years old, and it's like but I could use it because unfortunately my Windows 10 machine has Adobe Illustrator on it, not my Windows 8 machine, which has my better. So, you know, if I can figure out how to do that, that would really help me out.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
Maybe it's just me because I'm dumb and I don't know how to.
Perhaps.
Do it. It could be.
Don't set me up for jokes like that because I am very quick to.
Oh no, I'm not like entirely joking. I'm not a computer person, right? Like,
Okay.
you know, I mean, I've done tech support, but if you guys have ever done that, doesn't necessarily mean I know what I'm doing, right? I got hired to do it, and they trained me, and they're like, cool, I will do my best, but I'm gonna run off to the help desk dudes and have them.
Yeah. Tech support means you know how to use Google, right?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah.
Of all the jobs you take to look cool, I don't think tech support would be my first choice.
Oh no, I wasn't doing it to be one of the cool kids, right? You know, where I was like, all right, I'm gonna have like dudes all up on me forever. They're gonna be like, wow, you do tech support? That's so hot. You know?
Oh wow, look at Shad Ed over here.
Yeah.
No.
That's weird. I know there's got to be like a dozen videos on YouTube because that's what I did. I don't remember how I did it, but I remember I just looked up on YouTube. How do I turn this off? So
Finding tech support videos on YouTube is so annoying, at least to me, because when it comes to stuff like if it's for something like programming or just one simple stuff, the videos are either insanely hard to find for a specific problem, or they're just one small part in a big overview video.
Well, yeah, I spent like a good portion 4 or 5 hours of a day looking at videos of why my Bluetooth wasn't working. I eventually found out it's because when I tapped my computer the wrong way, I fried the circuit. So the chip that does the Bluetooth was killed on my computer, and I had to buy a new one. Then the one that you buy doesn't actually have a driver that comes with it, so you have to look for one online, and here I am sitting on my hands in the computer like, why isn't it working? And then so I have to look it up. Hello, my name is Sanjay Gupta, and today we're going to tell you how to get your computer working.
Yeah.
How to download videos live on YouTube.
I don't think the Indian accent is strong enough.
You have to be barely understandable.
Barely understand. Stop.
Okay, that sounds a bit more like it. You need to have. I don't hear a bunch of kids screaming in the background.
I've never been blessed with it.
People call from Microsoft, right?
Mm-hmm. I am from Microsoft.
Yeah, I miss those calls, man. I was like, oh, thank goodness, I can waste half an hour of this person's time. You know, I think I figured it out so they don't call me anymore. I was like, no, I loved wasting half hours of your time, though.
I thought we were friends, man.
I know, you were trying to scam me out of money, and I'm just thinking I can save some old lady maybe by, not letting you talk to her and wasting your time.
That reminds me of I think it's still around. There were these, there were 1 or 2 channels which were dedicated to showing off recording programs to fool scammers and telemarketers into staying on the phone.
Long as possible. Yeah. I miss those days. Before they got smart and are like, we don't fall for this anymore. You're like, no, make it fun. As long as you subject us to this nonsense, let's make it fun for everybody.
Yeah.
No, for me, it's always been get away from me, give me my time.
Man, can you believe the scammers sold out and made it all about money?
No.
How dare they?
I trusted you, man. I thought we had something. Next you're gonna tell me I can't trust the corporation to be my friend either.
If you can't trust a scammer or like big tech and all that, who can you trust? I guess I'll
You can trust Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh yeah.
I have a supercut video of him just going like.
Oh, yeah.
just a long, like, a minute and a half video of him constantly inhaling, no worries.
Yeah, I've seen that one. It's like the worst ASMR ever.
Oh jeez, I don't think I've watched a single ASMR video that isn't ironic. My favorite is I think ASMR. Dr. Phil tries to break into your house. And no wait, my favorite is ASMR. Gorefield breaks into your house. You have to wear headphones for that one.
What's the old website? eBomb? Does anyone remember eBomb's World?
It sounds familiar.
It's an old website, and they used to have voice recordings of famous people. Like, you could have Arnold, and they copied parts of their voices, and what you do is you click the button. You'd click the button, and it would say the thing like, "You have to get out of your house right now. It's dangerous. Get in the chopper with me." It's like, what's going on? You're not listening.
Yeah.
But you could. It was old school. Yeah. way back in the day, you had to actually like know where the buttons were, how to respond. You do it, but you do it really old school, where you hold the phone up next to the computer, and if you did it wrong, you'd get the weird feedback, and your phone would yell at you.
Yeah.
You get that scree sound.
Yeah. That was back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Back in my day.
I think that's the first time I ever saw Moscow was actually on eBay as well, but in 2005. And then it showed up on YouTube years later.
Or like Newgrounds. Like Newgrounds was my stomping grounds as a kid, and now I'm back there again. Actually, I came to Newgrounds because of the Tumblr exodus, where they got rid of all the adults.
Oh, I heard about that. That's when a lot of people went back, and now Newgrounds, it's around.
Newgrounds is fine, it exists, but it's hit that problem where there's so many people on it, you really can't be found.
Right. Is Albino Black Sheep still up, or did that die?
I don't know.
Okay, that was kind of my stomping ground.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that
Back in
one.
my day, when you had to buy your girlfriend on RuneScape.
Impossible. Girls don't play video games.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be offended about that. It's the modern day.
Are you?
About the patriarchy or something. You're not allowed to make
Are you
jokes.
not?
I'm sorry, am I not offended? No.
No. Then I'll have to
Oh,
revoke,
dude.
Mission failed.
Offended.
No.
I'll have to revoke your woman card.
I know.
That's
it's
not how you...
with humor.
They can do that now.
They can. All I
No.
need is a working person, right? That's it.
Yep. You're just not trying hard enough, Wolf Steel.
I know, it's not
I'm
me.
I'm sure you can offend her if you really want to.
Do it harder.
You're gonna have to try really hard though, because like, I don't know.
Well, I'm sure I could, but I don't think we want to delete his channel yet.
Probably on YouTube, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this freaking—" I don't know if he's a white male, but
wait a
he's all the things you are.
I am, in fact, technically white. I'm also Mexican. I'm quarter beaner.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think the State Department in the U.S. still considers like Hispanic to be white, technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how they have so many white supremacist groups that they go after.
Oh, it's so amazing. It's like the most diverse group I've ever seen. Is the
Yeah, it's easy to say that white supremacist terror is the largest threat to America when it's all Mexican cartels.
I think it sounds like they're a larger threat to Mexico. So maybe they have a point.
They are.
Get out of here with all that. You know that Larry Elder's a white supremacist, right? It's an extremely diverse group of, hateful people who judge each other based on race. We all know this.
Yes.
Yeah, well,
Take a shot in the dark and say Thomas Sowell is too.
Yeah, probably. I mean,
and Ben Carson,
yep.
and Kanye West, and apparently Nicki Minaj is becoming quite the
Nicki
right
Minaj
supremacist.
joined
Yeah,
I love.
she's the latest. What a
God, I
weird...
wish you would start frog posting. That'd be the most amazing thing to ever happen.
Nicki?
Yeah.
If Nicki Minaj started frog posting,
She did.
that'd be amazing. What?
She did. Yeah. Oh, I'll have to find this picture for
I
you.
thought that was fake though, because I saw.
Is it?
the picture?
The one.
Picture with is it the one with the sad frog with the booty and it's like
Yeah.
feel when I have to get my-
Is that fake? Oh, dang
It's
it.
an old profile picture.
I was hoping
Dang.
it was real.
Yeah, I was hoping it was real too.
Okay. Well, the timeline's not as good as I thought it was.
It's not as dank as it could be.
Not quite.
It's getting there though.
You ruined my day, man.
Try not to lie. So
Oh, okay. Well, we
memes
could
are good.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, we could probably lie to Twitter though and pretend like it's real and just watch them all like lose their mind.
Yeah. Let's see. Go again. I have to fill in these lines, or else everyone's gonna have a really bad day when I click the wrong button.
Autofill. Whole thing gone. I don't know if there is an autofill on Drawpile.
There is.
Oh, there is. Yeah.
There is.
You definitely want to get that one right then.
I think it.
All these.
I don't think it lets you fill something unless it's bounded on all sides, actually.
Oh,
Alright.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it then.
Go for it.
Oh, you're right, it doesn't.
You won't.
Yeah, yeah.
That's actually kind of nice.
That's probably something they fix really early on when someone accidentally clicks something and you ruin the entire image.
I assume that would have been a special kind of pain.
Very special.
Would have been quite annoying, I'm sure.
Maybe I should change that.
Why is my line art defaulting to freaking blue? I'm working on Photoshop. So I'm drawing technically at the same time, but not the same stuff.
Yeah.
All right. What you making?
I'm trying to finish up one of my work in progress things that I never finish of character sheet here. So I'll be posting it to Minds later on. I'm hoping to finish it today because I finally have some time to sit down and do it.
That sounds good. That sounds good. I've actually been meaning to get to an old piece. It was this really old like night drawing. I made it way back in college, and I couldn't. And I had to do some things in Clip to make sure that that it wasn't only to make it just outlines, because the only thing I could find with the file was the line art with the white background.
Ah,
And I could not go back and work on something I started doing in college.
I've been doing it over and over again. Or, I guess, like, I've been drawing those weapons, those swords for Sword Timber.
Oh yeah.
They're actually from a really well. They're not the actual swords from the game, but the card motif is taken from a game called Baten Kaitos that I've tried to do, like several times over the years, and I think I finally have like the skill to do it.
like revisit something that you couldn't do before, but you think you can now.
Yeah, but I think this is the third or fourth time I've tried it.
Oh, whoops.
In my case, the line work is done. I just wanted to finish it up because I like the design. I like the design, and yeah, I don't know. I want to see how it looks. I've been in the mindset of not. These days, even if something's bad, I don't usually hate my art unless it's bad art drawing people, because for some reason, if it's something that's supposed to be less stylized and more really structured well like that, I cringe so much harder getting it wrong.
That's true of pretty much anything that's humans versus anything else. People are so used to looking at humans, it's really noticeable when something is wrong.
Yeah, draw a good face and no one will care about their...
That's my problem. Actually, it's everything. I need to work on proportions and stuff, and just practicing to get my style down, because it's gonna be kind of a sort of a cartoony look. I guess close to anime, but I probably wouldn't be doing super detailed eyes. They'd probably be a bit more flat, sort of like Soul Eater.
I found a gauche brush and I'm having a lot of fun with it.
A what?
Gauche. I think that's how you
Oh.
pronounce it, is gauche.
Oh yeah.
Like
the paint.
I didn't know they had one of those.
Clip Studio. Clip Studio has a gauche brush that I've started using.
I use the watercolor brush. Oh.
Use a watercolor? It depends on what I'm doing though. I use the watercolor brush for a lot of softer stuff.
I might move over just to a pastel or something, because I only learned it. I learned it a while ago, but I only remember it near the end of a bigger project that I had thankfully had minimal problems with. The watercolor brush always samples whatever colors around it, whether or not, and it doesn't matter if you have like if you're only selecting the pixels on that layer, or if you have it, or you use the selection tool. It does that constantly.
Are you using Studio Paint or what are you using?
Clip.
You should be able to go into the settings and tell it to not use other layer. That's one of the things I'm really anal about. I'm really anal about brush tools, because that's how I learned how to draw. Like you just draw a basic tentacle and now you can actually make a brush out of it. I should get back into it.
Yeah, I only realized it near the end, so I didn't think to change the settings. It didn't. I honestly didn't notice. It. Thankfully, because I was only working with a bunch of separated parts as opposed to just something without lines.
Yeah, stuff like that gets on my nerves. Because what the problem is, it pulls from different layers, and now you're mixing colors that you didn't want, shades that you didn't want.
Yeah.
Just a bad time. Gonna have a bad time.
I looked out. Most of it came out looking pretty good for the most part.
Yeah, I've fallen in love with that Ghost, because I think everyone fell in love with Ghost for a bit after when Breath of the Wild came out.
Yeah.
Because that's the style the game is, and then, because I don't know if you noticed, but that's when everyone started drawing and oh, this is so pretty, I'm gonna do it. And I mean,
I'm so tempted to try out different brushes like that. The only reason I don't is because I despise the idea of constantly having to switch between different kinds.
Well, I have many things. I use like I use the pencils, pens, blur brushes, special brushes. I have blending brushes I use. I have the ghost brush that I use. I have a lot of stuff that I use. And you just add them on over the years.
I'm always sure I'd lose track of all of them.
Yeah, that happens.
Okay, I've been trying to push myself to see how far I can go with just simpler stuff, but I have been expanding a bit.
Yeah, my thing is I just have to learn to draw faster and get over stuff.
That's partly why I stick with the simpler stuff. That way, so I'm not fiddling around with tools and just spending so long to get the colors right if I choose a certain style.
Because that's the biggest killer of a lot of people, is they'll spend too much time on one thing trying to get everything wrong, everything correct, and like getting nitpicky over the details. And you have to stop and take, like, one thing you should do is look at other people's art and try to picture if you drew it. And so when you start doing that, you'll start noticing a lot more errors that they make. Then as you do that, remember that the first time you saw that picture, you didn't really care. So think of your drawing in the same way. Most people who look at this drawing don't know you spent, 10 minutes trying to get this hairline. Control Z.
Yeah, that reminds me of a saying how obviously it's not true one-to-one for really bad art, but the saying goes, art is the summation of an artist. No, an artist's style is the summation of their mistakes. Because if everyone got everything exactly right, everyone would be drawing photographs.
Yeah. I think I've heard your style is all the things you do wrong.
That's like the DeviantArt thing that everyone screeches about, right? You're getting feedback, they're like, no, I drew it wrong, that's my style.
Wow. Well, there is an argument to be had about, just being really bad and having a style and actually being terrible. There's a difference.
Those are two different things.
Yeah.
I'm just saying there are.
Yeah, there are some fundamentals everyone has to learn, which I think that's a big problem because everyone tries to make unique and quote-unquote non-conventional stuff, but they don't understand fundamentals. So instead of just making something that looks different, it just looks ugly. It just looks ugly, and not ugly to the, and like not ugly in its own style, like ugly to the eye that you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, like Tumblr art.
You have to know
Yes.
what the rules are before you know how to break them correctly, I guess is maybe the way to put
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Yes.
Before you can start stylizing people's proportions and stuff like that, you have to know how they're put together.
Yeah. I need to spend time learning basics. It's actually no, it's not difficult. I got a few references from Gonzo. I guess I just need to do it more.
Color theory is really important.
Color theory is my biggest weakness. I need to look up stuff for that.
Color theory is a lot of fun. What's his name? There's a special artist who has this book that I forget what it's called. It goes all over that.
I've actually been learning a lot, and I've looked into art from the U.S. Sonic the Hedgehog comics, and one artist, Matt Herms, has a simple style, but it usually pops. And I was trying to, and I looked up a video that went over the style, and I learned about how it's not something you have to do, but it can help with depth on the shadow layer. You put in a different color that was the light reflected from another angle. It was just like that one little detail that made art stand out so much.
Very small things you do, like one of the most important things in color theory. Like, you don't have to use white to highlight stuff. What you should do is find the color wheel is great for that. Because if you want something lighter, you can either go left or right and make it higher, but generally you go from greens to yellows, oranges to yellows, reds to oranges, purples to reds to pinks, blues to sky blues, or you can even go purples to blues. Or like this green I'm doing right now, where I'm throwing on a little bit of an aqua for a highlight. Because what you're doing is you're not just adding contrast of white and black, you're adding contrast of light, warm color versus light, cold color.
I see what you mean. How in a lot of cases you don't realize it until you look close or sample the colors. A lot of whites or blacks aren't pure white or pure black. They're usually like very light blue or dark gray or purple.
Yeah, it's better to find a contrasting color than it is to just add a little whiter.
Yeah, like if you're using black, I saw one way of adding highlights would be, instead of just using gray, using a shade of purple to show light bouncing off the black.
Yeah, purple's a really good color for shadow because it's warm. You can also use blues. You can use very dark burgundies or reds when you have like a very autumnal or like if you have a fireplace or something where you want to feel like kind of bright but still have a dark like ambience. You can use very dark red or brown for shadow. It's really cool when you get into it.
Yeah, I remember a while back I was doing some practice with flat colors. I drew a Pokey, the enemy from Mario, and along with using purples for the eyes, I used a dark yellow that was going into green for the first layer of shading, and then I went with an orangish color on top of that, but a bit smaller because behind it is the desert sands. I need to play around with it a lot, but it's the kind of thing where I can have fun. I feel like I have to learn a lot, but I'd have to be able to have fun with it.
Yeah, and you don't have to share everything.
Yeah, I know. I need to practice. Yeah, I know. I need to just spend more time doodling stuff instead of finishing
Yeah, there's a finished is better than perfect. That's another thing. You should just get something done, and if you're gonna post it, just post it. Then it's done. It's out of the way. It's out of your mind.
Yeah, in my case, I do that. I just tend to do it, and I'm usually fine with refining some stuff and posting a lot of stuff and posting it just so I have something. But I tend to do it. I tend to do the I've been doing the experimentation a bit more with lines than I have with colors recently.
Colors is where I've gotten a lot better at line. I'm okay with color theory, but when it comes to like shading, I can paint and I can do line art, but I have a hard time coloring line art. At least shading it. That's one of my biggest weaknesses.
Yeah, I do. I'll play around with line art, like either just doing it an entirely different color, maybe just using an airbrush tool, or I could go with the gradient to shift it. Or I finally figured out a trick of how when you have light reflecting on something, just color the line on near that area really bright to match. There's a lot of ways to play around with it, and I think nailing that is going to be one of the most interesting things with color.
I want to learn how to, like, I watched lots and lots and lots of videos on how all these anime people draw, because I'll watch them draw you'll just have like a pair of breasts or whatever, and what they'll do is they'll just do boop, 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 and they'll do the shading, and then 2 dots, and it's highlighted. It's like, how did you do that? I know how, but go ahead.
I mentioned like a video on how one artist got their style. The guy doing it pointed out how the artist progressed. He started with a simple style that was basically just using a brush tool to highlight parts of the characters. Then he moved on to a style that it had the shadows and the highlight, but it was a lot more it was more detailed with a lot more brush work. You could tell he was putting more work into it and changing and getting closer. And now he has the current style, which it's not simple, but it feels more concise and effective without overworking it.
Yeah, essentially it comes down to getting a process. You know what you're aiming for, and so you go for the general idea of that. That's what a lot of painting is. A lot of painting is actually just getting the general colors in the right area. Brain fills in them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, getting a recipe down that you can use consistently and playing around with that.
Once you've got a style down, it kind of clicks a lot faster when you're just drawing whatever.
And I've had that several times over the years. Like there's a cycle you go through. You learn how to do something, you get really good at it, but then you get used to it and your eyes get used to it. You get to a really high point, it's better than you've ever done, so it seems really good, and then your eyes get accustomed to the style. And what you're doing, which is still good, starts to look bad. But then you get better, and so you have that moment again where it's like, wow, this is amazing, this is the best thing I've ever done. I don't know if you guys have had this, I've had that at least 4 times where I've found a new skill and style that I've had, and wow, this is amazing. Just a couple years later, or a couple months later, wow, this is terrible. Then you get better again, and you have that moment again.
That's a common cycle that artists go through. There's a discrepancy between your ability to perceive details and actually draw them. So as you're just drawing in a regular old style, you just kind of gradually pick up on things and you see the problems with it more often, and you have to kind of force yourself in order to adapt things to change it.
Yeah. You get used to it. It's not that you've gotten worse at drawing. It's just that you're able to see your errors that you're making, and then you get better.
Yeah.
And then it feels amazing again.
Art is like 90% just being able to perceive details and stylize things. The rest is just kind of your ability to actually manually draw things is just kind of a, I don't know what you'd call it. It makes you faster, but not better.
Yes, it's your ability to take out it's your ability to do it. It's like playing guitar. At first it was really hard and your fingers hurt, but then you can play, you know, something that you used to that's really fast. And then you start playing faster and faster stuff. And what you played before is like really easy. Just it's an evolution of ability.
Oh, not even that. Sometimes getting better literally just means spending more time doing things that you didn't do before.
Yeah, like this. Like for the lightning, I'm not really caring. I'm just throwing stuff around because in general, no one's going to be looking at this and seeing like the squiggly lines going outside. But if you use the right contrast, it looks right.
Yeah.
When I
noticed that I haven't been as down on a lot of my artists before, but it kind of balances out because I can see places where they went wrong, and the worst case, I get kind of angry, but in a way that I'm more I get frustrated because I want to try again to try and improve.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, did Usagi die?
No, I'm just.
Usagi Shindayo?
I'm just listening very quietly. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
You better be sorry.
You guys have been dominating the conversation a little bit.
Well, that's fine. So if you want to talk, just talk.
Yeah.
No, I will. Like, if anything, I actually need people to shut me up most of the time, so I'm grateful that right now I'm being quiet.
Oh, okay.
I'm usually pretty quiet normally, so this is my normal state.
Okay.
Yeah, I also tend to take over a little bit. There, like I mentioned in the chat that there was one that where Kohath was doing, and Cirx was there. But I went off on a tangent explaining I was basically like the Alex Jones, all right, here's what you have to understand about the HR temps in the buildings. They get the people in there and they hire their friends, and then you get a bunch of talentless hacks who don't know how to do stuff, and everyone's running around scared.
Yeah.
I kind of went off Conspiraboomer on his stream.
That sounds fun, though.
It's like, is it okay for me to say the word penis? You got a lot of dicks in this here. It's like, I know there's a raging cock on this screen, but I'd still like to ask, is it okay for me to use this vulgarity? Yes, it is okay.
Technically, that's like, technically that's the proper word, though, right? Like,
yes.
You have to be asking more worse language. I'm not gonna. I mean, we all know, right? That's what I'm not.
We all know.
But there are other.
Sir, I can see your nuts, sir. Oh, there was a situation where one of my friends, their mother was at this candy shop, and they were looking to get some candies. They wanted to get some candied nuts, and she didn't realize what she was doing. And in one of the cases, she was pointing at the stuff. It's like, sir, are these your nuts, sir? Are these your nuts, sir? Can we have some nuts? We came in here to get some nuts. And my friend is dying, not like laughing, but he's internally cringing and like shrinking into a black void of depression. It's like, sir.
Are you guys ready to move on to the next thing yet?
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm pretty much as done as I can be.
Alright.
I finished my guy pretty quickly. I was just winging it.
I've got the next layers drawn up here. Or in place. Let's see, what is the next material here? Alright. Next one I've got is called Cryonium. This says, this translucent metal has a crystalline appearance to it. A person's thoughts are reflected back in visual form when they peer through cryonium. A low humming can be heard emanating from it, and it's always cool to the touch. It is made from a combination of ice and psionic essences.
Alright. There was one part where you cut out. What hue does it have to it? Is it like a aqua?
I don't really have a specific color for it.
Oh, okay. Because what happened is you cut out, and all I heard was it has a long pause, then hue to it.
A crystalline appearance.
Oh, crystal. Okay.
It's like a Lovecraftian kind of substance.
I guess you could kind of treat it that way. I haven't really drawn any of this stuff, I just kind of described it.
Well, that's fine. You can use a lot of inspiration from how other people see it and
Yeah.
refine it that way.
We'll take our checks in the mail for the inspiration.
Hey, you're being paid in exposure.
No, he's got you there.
Oh, really? I don't think... Really?
Really?
When do I make money off of exposure?
You get exposure with tokens.
Yeah, tokens. How many tokens do you get when I share out the stuff and...
How many tokens can I give to the grocery store to get food?
That's not what matters. This is for your art, you know. For your
Art is suffering.
Hey, I offered to just let everybody do whatever they wanted. You guys said, "Oh no, give us prompts."
He said, we could do whatever we want, and I said, nah, delegate me harder, Daddy.
Yeah.
Actually, I ran into that problem with Neutron Bohr a little while ago, because I guess I accidentally gave him the impression that I was, like, just messing with him, and that I was just gonna pay him an exposure, and he, like, he kind of quit on me, and then eventually I guess he realized that wasn't what I was doing, but I felt terrible, because I'm like, no. I don't do that to people.
It's just a joke.
I'll accept 20 exposures, cash only.
Oh, depending on who you talk to, man, like, you know, that could be an actual quantifiable something, right? Like the dude is going, oh, okay, I got photos of that.
I'm sure.
Let's see.
Okay.
I think I have to figure out how those layers work, because I still see the original layer.
You gotta turn off the first three.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I was doing everything on one layer.
Yeah, me changing the layers doesn't do anything for you.
No, I know it doesn't do anything for me. I'm just saying, like, for some reason when I use this, it doesn't actually show me the layers. Like, wait, what is this? What is that? No, that's flipping up, down, left, right. That's rotating. Then I have zoom. Then I have the navigation zoom. Like, I literally don't have a thing for layers on my window.
For me, it's on a separate tab, or the same tab as brushes. You got like a layers tab and a brushes tab. Do you have that?
Let's see, I have layers tab. Like a tool?
It's like a window. Mine is under the, I don't know what you'd call it. The thing that shows your stroke. Do you have that? Okay, mine is right under that, and it's got 2 tabs. One is layers, one is brushes.
Yep, all I have is brushes.
Okay, well, you might need to find it in your view or something.
View. Yeah, I know, I've seen it once before. I know it exists somewhere. Unfortunately, it's not. View, docs, layers. Okay, for some reason layer was like turned off. There we go. This is amazing. I can turn on and off layers and choose which layer I'm drawing on.
Nice.
What kind of art program has that?
Clip Studio has
Like I thought, none.
none. I've been using Clip Studio since it was Manga Studio back in like 2012, 2010.
I have a studio. Yay!
I got the disc for it around that time, but I couldn't use it because I think it expired or something. So,
Say if you have the disc, it shouldn't expire because I have the same. Well, I have the same one until last year when I got my Rona bug. I was like, wow, I can buy the EX version now.
yeah, I don't know why I forgot about that. I need to find it. Maybe I can use it on something else.
Then, well, you should be able to still use like Manga Studio, even the base one, not the because I think the big difference between the big one is like the kinds of brushes you can do, like the extremely intricate ones that I'm learning how to use, and animation. You can unlock like unlimited animation. What is a crystalline web? But I kind of have a hate boner for not Clip Studio, Photoshop.
Photoshop?
In general.
That's understandable.
The subscription program.
I don't own it anymore. I used to have a student version that I would use for Clip Studio. I had like the Adobe Suite, like I had everything.
Alright.
But I got a new computer and you can't get keys for them anymore because the student version. So I couldn't use it anymore. It's like I'm not paying. I would use it if I could buy it, but I can't buy it. I have to spend it like monthly or yearly. I will not do that.
Yeah.
I will not do that, Sam.
I know I am in the exact same boat. My student version expired, and I couldn't justify.
Like I could buy it. I would like if you let me buy it, purchase it. I'll buy it, but I'm not going to spend. Like I already played Final Fantasy for years. I earned my crown.
The new model.
I earned my what?
That's not the new model. The new model is all these companies doing the like
everything.
Candy laugh, going, haha, I can get infinite money out of you. Now you're gonna sell me.
Yeah.
Battleroyales.exe.
I am excited for New World. My friends and I already have that pre-ordered, and I took the week off, and I get to be paid to play it. I am vacation. But we're excited for New World. Are you guys aware of that one?
What's that?
New World is it's an Amazon game, but it's it's really fun. Like the PvP is amazing. It's the only game I've actually enjoyed it. But I'm gonna enjoy running around being a boy and protecting noobs. Because what happens is you get a lot of people who are playing PvP, finding noobs and just beating the crap out of them. And so my friends and I are going to go around. It's like, oi there. Do you have something to say?
Is this that male power fantasy I've heard so much about?
No, I mean, I get to live it out. Sure, why not?
The thing.
Fantasy if you actually get to be the boy.
The thing that every video game is based around, practically.
Yeah.
Was it
Fantasy.
Being cool and having fun.
I fight for my friends.
That's the male fantasy.
The male fantasy is to have friends.
Yeah, and go around with your friends and do cool, fun stuff. Like
the male fantasy is being happy.
Life is suffering and then is endless. Let's go.
Wasn't Anita Sarkeesian though did the whole like this is why I hate video games because it's just like the male fantasy, like that nonsense?
Yeah.
Oh geez.
Yeah, she's like, I hate this. This is the male fantasy. And it's absolutely disgusting. And I love the memes that come from that.
Oh yeah.
Because like because you insert like just a man having a wife and kids. It's like this is the male power fantasy. It's absolutely disgusting.
My favorite is just that dance, just that one scene from the Yakuza series. If you've seen it, you know what I mean. I don't know how to describe it.
A version
There's
of
a
that
couple of them.
with like my horse prince. Be like, here, this is the male fantasy.
It's just enough. Male fantasy.
Yep.
You did a good job and we love you.
Yep. So no, my horse prince is the one. It's the dating sim where you date a horse with a human head. It's like the creepiest thing, and it's also hilarious because you're like, yeah, this woman's having a psychotic break, and everything about what's happening makes perfect sense, but also, wow. Very much for men. Also, what the heck is wrong with the male fantasy? I was actually on the phone the other day talking about like the new James Bond movie, if you can call it that. That's gonna be horrendous.
Absolutely nothing.
Where the problem with the male
Nothing.
fantasy is that they argue that it's in order to attain it you have to harm women.
No, you do not. Shut the F up, man.
The problem with the male fantasy is that it makes
I'm not
males
saying I
happy.
agree with it. I'm just saying that if you want to know why they have a problem, I could explain it.
Well, the reason why is because these people are misogynists and they hate women, right? That's why they do the whole, oh no, a man talked in a woman's presence and that's like oppressive. It's like, lady, if a man talks over me, I don't have to go to my fainting couch, okay? It's alright, someone talked over me, I'm not made of freaking glass. You know, but
Are you?
Heck, the male power fantasy is mostly about men beating up other men.
Sorry, you cut out?
I said the male power fantasy is mostly about men beating up other men.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right. And then like all the ladies suddenly are like, oh wow, you're like the best man ever, and he goes, I know. Right?
I am the strongest man.
And then I realized my power fantasy involves beating people in video games, so...
Yeah, basically, it has nothing to do with women.
Yeah.
Aside
I
from
mean,
being like
mine has nothing to do with. Mine does have to do with women, but it has more to do with like mine isn't like beating people up. I know I could do that. I can literally like take people and spin them around like a rag doll. I do heavy lifting for a job. My power fan is like no, you've done such a good job and we love you, and being special and important to people. That's my power fantasy.
Yeah, getting an actual compliment once in a while, which people don't realize how important that is.
I remember this video on a green text that just asked, "Why is a yandere attractive to you?" You expect a lot of crazy answers, but the answers just sum up to, "I just want someone that cares about me."
I just want some.
Exactly.
I just want someone.
Oh no.
You expect to laugh and then you're just sad.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Right in the feels, man.
Pain Dio. It's one of the reasons I like the HoloLiver. It's like it's what?
The HoloLiver?
The HoloLive. They're those the women who like do the avatars and stuff. Like people don't watch because their avatars are like amazingly articulated and so cool. It's great background noise, and it's apolitical. It's just like a lot of them just getting angry at playing video games, and it's like it's real stuff is what it is.
Yeah.
I swear, the fact that they don't want to show their faces has to be connected to them just being pleasant in general.
Well, the reason they don't show their faces is because it's just to be safer, number one, for them, because you do have a lot of fans who are like willing to you have a lot of autistic people who can find out who they are from the reflection of stuff or just their accent, things they mention. That's why a lot of them don't even name their animals when they come to see them.
Right.
Yeah, the problem with HoloLive is that pretty much everyone in HoloLive has managed to gain an audience of some sort, so they're a bit more well known usually.
It looks like Doodlebird has joined us in the chat.
I have.
There she is.
Wait, we have another one?
Yes. I just got home and I realized
There's two of them. This is getting out of hand.
I know, 2 women?
Oh no, like the ratio's all screwed up now.
Yeah.
Oh no.
It's alright. None of you are actually in the stream itself drawing. That's okay. We're segregated properly.
Then the females will think they can have rights.
Women doing things.
Yeah, what the hell's up with that?
like drawing, that's indecent. It's absolutely vulgar.
It can be.
It actually can be, but it's not.
God, that's so vulgar.
Artists are often degenerates, it's true.
Here I am drawing my family-friendly nipple.
It's okay.
I
My
never-
ankles
I
are
don't
currently covered.
I don't trust an art. Hey, I don't trust an artist who doesn't hate other artists.
That's so true.
Well, I'm kind of glad I've actually found this, because originally, about a year ago, like I don't know if you've all had this problem, but I've tried joining many art discords.
Yeah.
But the problem is, I'm good at holding my tongue. If I have to, I will be fine and I will abide by the rules.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is, everyone else can't hold their tongue, and then I'm the guy who makes a 1350 joke, and I'm the bad guy.
That's always how it goes.
Do we have a theme?
Do we have a theme of what we're doing? Right now we're drawing weapons.
Ah, right, weapons.
Oh wait, I guess mine's technically a weapon. I kinda might have gotten a bit off the rails.
I mean, it looks like you could use it to kill somebody.
Can you
It's definitely
look?
Anything can be a weapon if you're holding it right, though. That's the thing.
Look, you can take a booby card playing map or a card playing mat, and you can choke someone with that, and it's a weapon. You can choke someone with like your underwear, as long as you use it correctly.
That's right.
It's not about the size; it's how you use it.
If you believe hard enough, you can do it. I believe in you.
I believe hard enough in the heart of the cards.
Believe in the heart of cards.
Let's see. What do I want to draw?
So wait, am I the only one who's like literally not actually currently drawing? Everyone else is?
No.
Drawing. I'm looking up reference drawings,
Oh,
reference pictures.
okay, good. I'm not the only one. Yay. I'm not the.
That's fine. Kohath isn't drawing either, and he's paying attention. I just noticed he's posting memes in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's doing the most important part.
Whoops.
Being the
He's
meme
playing.
lord.
He's playing Clip Studio Paint. Now I'm playing. What do I have it typed up as? If you look at my character, if you look at my name, it's like playing Opie College something. So it's something non-family friendly. But I like how you can do that on Discord. You can just say you're not actually doing it, but you can type up that you are doing something probably, not very family friendly.
Or you can put something family friendly in when you're doing something not family friendly, and nobody will even know.
Nah, it's better to have the dangerous option up. That way nobody ever knows.
You do things I'm doing drugs and everyone goes, oh no, that person's doing something way worse. Right? If that's what you have to hide behind, holy goodness. What are you actually doing?
I am a good boy. I get my nuggies.
Chicken tendies?
I get my I'm a good boy. I get my tendies.
Was Stick still in it? Or has that been going around longer? And I just missed where it came from.
That's actually, I forget. It's not a very friendly joke because it goes into some like indecent areas. But one of the lines from the green text is like, "I'm a good boy. I get my tendies." The rest is sin. I'd have to look it up real fast to find it.
I remember.
No, you're me.
Spent the other night looking at green text with friends. Right.
Long
It
sword.
was fun. I was actually. I was also dying because I was laughing so much.
Pui, please, can someone help me out there? It's dark down here. Suddenly, a vision can be seen from above. Who's that? Who's there? Can you help me? It's Mr. Obama. Mr. Obama, can you help me, Obama? I'll do anything for you, Mr. Obama. Will you please help me? Anything you say? Yes, Mr. Obama, anything. Then perish. No!
Wait, is that?
That's an old green text of like this furry stuck in a dark well and sees Obama at the top. It's like, will you help me, Mr. Obama? It's like, I'll do anything for you, Obama. It's like, you'll do anything? Anything.
Okay.
Perish.
You'll do anything? Then perish.
Perish.
Cue the Predator drone strike.
Oh wait, there it is. That's a good pose. What I'm drawing is probably going to be kind of random, but it is the first thing I thought of.
Mhm.
It's not as random as mine.
Yeah, and there's me trying to draw this crystalline greatsword like a geode. I'm gonna show
Ooh.
off my skills of what I was mentioning about done is better than perfect. So I'm gonna do some stuff that's gonna look like shit to me, but might be fine for you guys.
Well, either way, I like the geode idea you're putting on there.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's not gonna be drawn perfectly, it's a good idea.
It's okay. This is my geode. This is my geode. There are many like it, but this is my geode, and it's special because it's my geode.
Okay, really?
Or have you never heard that? This is mine. It is special because it is mine. There are many like it, but this one is mine, and that's why it's special.
I like the geo design that's going on the right there.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Which one?
On the right, just what I'm seeing on the screen. No, I'm not saying the axe isn't cool also, but I suck at crystals and stuff. I suck at a lot of things, let's be fair. So, I get jealous when I see something.
I think he can only. I think she can only
Yeah.
see mine and your stuff
Yeah.
because it's Zoom. Because he's watching the channel.
I'm zooming out here so you can see the other thing.
Yeah, the weird, like, geode snake creature, that one's actually the coolest. Like, no offense to everybody else, that's the best so far.
Yeah. To be
That's
fair,
fine.
this one's good. I need to do a bit of coloring because this one's pretty busy, and I at least need some shading and lighting. But yeah,
I'm good. Mine's
you'll
good
get an
enough as
idea.
is.
You'll get an idea of the theme I'm going for. Hopefully, if I fill it in. Just getting the base. If I can get the base colors, I'll be set and happy.
It looks like a third evolution for Onyx.
Could be a regional variant, actually. That reminds me, they actually did have a diamond version in the anime.
A diamond version?
Yeah, there was a diamond Steelix is what it was.
Really?
There's a diamond on it.
Was it Onyx? I thought the Steelix was diamond.
No, no, I remember. It was before. I think it was before Steelix was around.
Okay, that might have made more sense than an actual diamond Onyx, because I thought they did something like that. There was a very special Steelix.
They did. But I specifically remember it was definitely Onyx.
Huh.
It'd kind of be like the stuff they did with, Geodude and his family.
Oh yeah, they basically gave him, like...
They added the electric type and, like...
Yeah, metal magnetic fibers.
Right.
And they turned Golem into a railgun.
Of course.
I'm not kidding. That's actually what he turned into.
Basically, yeah.
Going off the rails, man. What the freaking heck? How many times do I need to freaking... Sorry, doing something else.
Hey, watch your flipping language, young lady.
I know. I definitely potty mouth over here. Why can't I change this? Oh, that's annoying.
Me.
Log me out, I guess. I can't change anything.
What colors do I use? The problem of knowing color theory is once you do, you'll never be satisfied. You'll never just be able to pick stuff real fast, or at least on the fly.
See, I cheat. I roam the internet looking for other people's already picked like color palettes because I trust them because I suck at it, and I just rely on that and go, yes, I am a good artist.
I know the feeling. I have a hard time picking color schemes.
I pick my color schemes and then I save them on ref sheets.
Posted. What else do I gotta do?
Slowly, this book is dangerous. I've been listening to Pops on Rocks like non-stop for like the last 2 days.
Pops on Rocks?
Yeah, there's
geez. Do you need help?
No.
What even is that?
There's a Dr. Seuss book that's basically just a tongue twister book. It's like, let's make a quick trick stack with a block stack with chicks on blocks and fox on stocks and stuff like that. It's a bunch of rhyming short-term.
Oh.
Yeah.
However, it had a scene where there's a bunch of crudely drawn Chinamen in it, so it was put out of production. And so, about a year ago, one of the VTubers did like a little rap of it when that happened. And my favorite line from it is like, "Take it slowly. This book is dangerous."
Was that Amelia?
Yes, that was. Amelia.
Okay, I seem to remember that.
And I'm just gonna post it in Gen because
Yeah, some of the Ian girls seem like they're kind of on board with that, with the edgelord stuff.
I have a video of Amelia playing a first-person shooter game, and she types "good luck," and then she almost types the word, and you can see it. She deletes it. So I have that video.
Oh no, she's a gamer.
Amelia is.
She is a gamer. Her and Gura seem to like playing like Newgrounds games and stuff like that too.
Gura's also really funny too because she has a model of herself in a jar on her table.
She's a goofball.
It's called the chum jar. Actually, a lot of the EN girls are like they're actually really like they know what they're talking about. They're in the know. Throw some colors.
Alright, gonna wing it with the colors. I don't want to kill myself for this.
Same.
Also, there was a post about a draw battle going on Pixiv, which I might participate in, just for fun.
Draw battle? What?
Just the EN girls, which is odd because it's on Pixiv, but I won't complain.
Yeah, I might do that because one of the ways you can really, get your stuff out there is by drawing something cute and then putting Japanese, katakana, hiragana, and stuff like that on there.
I need to do that. I need to do that more on Pixiv. Maybe I'll get more more views.
Yeah, if you do, because Pixiv
Like,
actually has like a they're not too nice to people who are English or English speakers or non-Japanese speakers.
I don't blame them at all.
Me either.
Yeah, I was just hesitant to do it. It's a dumb reason. I just don't want to slap words into Google Translate and put them down.
Google Translate.
That's why I'm learning.
Ew, learning? What a nerd, right, guys?
Yes.
I disagree. Sorry.
I'm kidding. Please don't beat me up.
Learning is for nerds. You're not wrong. But I am a nerd who can beat the crap out of you. So.
And as we all know, that's
The
what matters.
The alpha nerd.
Yes, you've made a great point, but you can't. But I can bench more than you, so your point is useless.
Yeah.
Your point is meaningless.
My one weakness: upper body strength.
For body strength is useless without core strength.
Good arguments, bro. But your squats are weak. You must get better.
Your words are impressive, but your gains pale in comparison to mine.
Your words are impressive, but your gains are weak, boy. Go back to the way field, where you may get stronger. Then come face me.
Return to the rice field.
Pray return to the waking sand.
Okay, and that, think about 4 colors will work.
3 colors are usually pretty good. You can get 3 solid colors.
3. With shading, that's a good thing. You have your core color shade and then your highlight.
Alright, I think... Alright. I'm at 4, but I'll do what I can with what I got.
Is there a way to select a layer?
Lens flare. Okay. Actually...
Let's see. Can you square? 2. I guess the square brush doesn't just work like.
Oh, no. Okay, is this absurd enough yet?
No.
No. It's not.
Go hard or go home. How does highlighting work? Nobody knows. Some people like to think they do.
It's a mystery.
Highlighting works by putting it wherever you think is going to look cool.
Pretty much.
That's the rule I use. Rule of cool.
The rule of cool.
Okay, this is realistic, but
I'm
it's
gonna
kind
jump
of
over this
lame,
barrel.
bruh.
I'm gonna jump over this barrel, swing my great axe, and then I'm gonna throw it at him and yeet it. Can I do? Can
Roll
you
a
do that?
dice.
Can you do that? Yeah, we're gonna do it because the rule of cool. Roll the dice. You failed. You threw your axe at your teammate. Roll the
Nat
save.
1. The axe was a crit.
I did like a nat fail, or yeah, I did like a crit fail and then a crit afterwards, so I saved it. So I shot an arrow, crit failed, rolled to see how bad I failed, rolled a nat 20, and I shot the guy in the dick.
That's uncalled for, isn't it?
Nah.
Was it
Yeah,
bad-
it
a
was,
bad
especially
guy?
because he was returning character. He was a returning character. And he should have died because we killed him. And so it's like, yeah, you recognize this as guys. You recognize him as him. And all right, I'm going to take a moment. I shot you in the penis.
Like, we're not savages here. Come on, man. What is it
To
like?
which he shrugged his arms and said, yeah, it happened.
So he must have rolled a natural 20 to get that kind of response.
Yeah.
He'll shrug that right off.
No, he had a necklace where he couldn't die. Because
Yeah.
the second time when we fought him, it was really fun. It was basically just us smacking him, getting him on the ground, and then every turn we just beat the crap out of him. And he's just sitting there, and we can't kill him. What is going on?
Not,
And it took-
and also,
He was hoping we'd notice there's like this really shiny glowing necklace on his neck, but none of us noticed it, so we just kept beating the crap out of him for like 5 rounds.
Oh, your poor DM.
It was very uncomfortable for him.
Darn it. Okay.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm just struggling to draw something that looks like it can function.
Story of my life. Wow, this
Yes.
looks cool. How does it work?
Hold on. My old dog has needs. I'll be right back.
That's the neat.
Oh.
How does it work? That's the neat part. It doesn't.
It just works.
Just. Just a tiny bit of shading and then I'll be done.
Let me at least get one layer of lighting and shading down.
I was gonna say that's all I did. I just kind of did a small bit. I gave up because I know I'm not going to be able to do exactly what I wanted. So I'm calling this good. You can't tell me otherwise.
It's not good.
Okay.
Unlimited power.
My feelings. Oh no. My one weakness, mockery.
Are you serious? Hold on. I just let my dog outside because I thought that's what she was asking, and she immediately barked to be let back in.
Is your dog a cat?
Oh wow, I've never heard of that with an old dog.
Not exactly sure what I'm doing with this aura here, but it's gonna be something, I guarantee it.
Better than nothing.
Okay.
That's a neat. SDS.
Mind if I share my screen so I can show you guys what I came up with?
Go
Yes, I
for
do
it.
mind.
Absolutely. You can't do that.
I absolutely mind.
Okay.
All right.
Oh
So
my.
it's in Discord then?
Yeah. Do, do, do. 1 second. Okay, where's that? There's the option. There it is. Okay. Wait, it should be. Is it working?
I don't see anything yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
Let's see. Because I should be able to click on your name and see what you're like streaming. There it is, sharing screen.
And
I
it's
thought
gone.
it was.
It's gone now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not gonna work. Okay.
Ah.
Bummer.
Ooh. I got one more detail I want to put on this thing now.
No. Your mic is off. See, you,
Thanks to remind Wolf skill, I should say.
well, it was, your mic is off too, but I also saw Kohath pop in for a split second. I was like, I see your mic's off, and then he ditched. Boy.
Hey, maybe you guys can explain this. I've noticed that, like, on mines for some reason, when I go to people's accounts, even though they've been posting for, like, days, when I go to their page, there's just nothing there, and I don't know why that is.
I haven't experienced that problem.
Ah,
Me either. I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's new to me.
okay. Maybe it's my VPN or something. I'm trying to figure it out because, like, some of the folks I follow, I'll go to, like, my newsfeed, and there's a post from them, and I go, oh, okay, cool, I should go to their homepage and see it. And firstly, the thing in my newsfeed isn't even on their page. I'm like, what? You know? So I feel bad, so I'm like, I'm not upvoting everything, but it's like, sometimes I don't see it, right? If it's on my newsfeed and I missed it, then it's like, I don't know.
I've had the problem of stuff not showing up on my news feed, like people I follow and stuff.
Yeah, that happens to me, but I always assumed it was just because my feed was cluttered.
And then you'll have someone sharing. You'll have 6 or 4 or 5 people all sharing the same thing, and sharing 5 or 6 things, all sharing the same 5 or 6 things.
Yeah, once things get popular, you know, what are you gonna do?
That's one of the problems with, like, having to follow a whole bunch of people that are all kind of in the same group of following people. Everybody just reposts everything else.
That'd be a nice feature to have. Is like if you've seen this already in your feed, kind of like what Twitter has, it doesn't show up again.
Yeah,
It just shows the latest version of it.
that would be nice to have.
Hey, look on the bright side. At least we don't have to worry about being popular, right, guys?
Yeah. I tried making a great sword, but we're gonna call it a dirk.
I'm drawing a great sword.
Yeah, I made. Okay, I did the hypnosis thing, which with the swirls, but then I just basically made it a giant instead of a mirror, I just made it would make the illusion of a mirror that would make someone get closer, and this would just be a start to a giant monster. Naturally, the weak points would be the eyes, because why not?
Yes, the very fragile things people used to see.
Alright.
Every
What do you
Zelda boss,
with eyeballs?
every Zelda boss's biggest weakness.
We got a nice collection here, I think.
Okay.
Alright, I'll start adding in some new layers.
Alright. What's the prompt this time?
Hold on. Okay, let's see. Alright, let's do Primite here. This metal gives off the sense that it's alive. In the presence of mana, it pulses like a heartbeat, and will even grow animalistic features such as scales or fur. If placed into an open wound, Primite gradually merges with the surrounding flesh. It's a combination of beast and martial types. You get that?
I think so. With the first idea in my head.
I went to get water, but yes, I did hear.
Okay. You mentioned water, and now I just noticed how dry my throat is getting.
Oh shoot,
Water
me
check.
too.
Hydration check. You two there sit in the background, not...
Who, me?
Yes, hydration check.
I got a 32-ounce mason jar of water sitting next to me.
Okay. Usagi?
I just finished a cup of water. I'm gonna have to get more in a bit.
Alright. Just check.
Well, it sounds like I'm the odd man out.
You are the
Oh,
odd man
you're
out,
not. I
Mr.
need water
Drawpile.
too.
Mhm. I know what I'm gonna do. It's like a hammer.
A hammer.
Wait, so the metal description, are we supposed to base the weapon off of that description?
That's what we're doing.
Like we don't have a weapon like that you have to do, but you get the description of the material it's made of, and just make something based around that.
Okay, I'm gonna have to start a new drawing. But until then,
Now that I know how to use layers, let's see if I can sketch something off.
this is what I was working on.
Ooh.
Oh, cool.
of Hearts with a master, but not master sword, great sword.
The Master Sword.
The Great Master Sword.
So
The Great Meister Sword. Do not steal.
Donut steal. My original OC, do not steal. The
So-
days of the donut steal.
so this, what was the metal description again?
Okay, this metal gives off the sense that it's alive. In the presence of mana, it pulses like a heartbeat and will even grow animalistic features such as scales or fur. If placed into an open wound, it gradually merges with the surrounding flesh.
Okay.
Think symbiotic.
Hmm.
Or at least what I think of is symbiotic. You could have an amalgamation like weapon that, you know, every time you kill something, it essentially gets the blood or whatever on it, and so it constantly changes. Because I know it said, what you said is that it actually blends into the animal or whatever it pierced, but it could work the other way too.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So, like, it drinks the blood of something and that affects what grows on it.
Yeah.
That's
So
a...
eventually you have this just mangled, corrupted weapon.
Quit kneeling over here. Come on.
And I heard a cat.
Tabby cat is very whiny.
I noticed.
Change it. Alright.
Hello, Miles. Uh-huh.
So let's see, who else has a hard time thinking like using Minds Plus content? If you have Minds Plus, like I don't think I make anything that should be put on there. Maybe.
I don't understand Minds Plus.
I didn't use it because I did.
Go ahead.
I didn't use Minds Plus because I didn't really have stuff I wanted to gate off, and I'm trying to work on a subscribe star anyway, so I figured why not just use that.
I have a subscribe star too. I just have to actually do stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of an illustration to use when I post that on where I go. I don't just want to make it the mascot the guy I'm using for my profile picture holding up a subscribe star sign.
Originally, my subscribe star was supposed to be for the horny and stuff. Then, like, it's like when you do something that you enjoy too much, then it's like on Halloween, you eat too much candy and you get sick. And then it's like the first week whenever, like, because Mines has actually been around for quite a few years, but like last year was when everyone just popped on, and suddenly everyone's screaming all the profanities in the world. It's like, oh my god, I can scream all this and shout it in like all caps and everything, and then everyone got tired and stopped. Which is how it should be. You should be allowed to say something, and then, you know, everyone gets bored because it loses its power.
Everyone's like,
Yep.
wait a second, freedom is boring.
Freedom is boring. God, I've drawn so many boobs. I can't do it anymore. I can't do it, man. You can't make me. And then I just started drawing a bunch of cute comics. And this isn't it. But I feel the urge coming. But I won't go as hardcore as I did last time, because I tried doing that event or whatever for Easter, and I probably could have done it, but I had bought a house, and then 2 days before we were supposed to close and make the final payment on it, or the final sign the final papers, there was an inspection on this foundation, and it was found it had a bad foundation, and so the bank wouldn't cover my loan, and therefore we couldn't finish the deal. And so we had that fall out, and it's like, oh, okay, I have to go looking for a house again, and that was like a huge mental break. Just don't want to draw. Yeah, mine's like, it seemed like a neat thing to maybe try doing Mines Plus, but I don't know, I don't feel like I have stuff worth paying for. And I don't really like borrowing stuff to begin with.
Get that model at all, right? Because I mean, in theory, you really just want more traffic, not less, rather than like making.
Like what I want to do, I want to have a tip jar where it's like, hey, I'll give you $1 or $5 a month, and it's just like, you know, I like what you do. That's kind of what I want. Because that's how I use Patreon and like Subscribestar when I follow people. I just do like the basic thing so I can support like, you know, 20, 30, 40 artists or whatever, and just give them like $1 a month. And then if you have a whole bunch of people just doing that, it's like, if you get 100, 1,000 people do it, if you get 1,000 people doing it, $1,000 a month, just $1 each.
Should be honestly way better. Cause like the thing I hate about the Mines Plus stuff is like you can't even get a preview of it. You have to just sort of decide that you're gonna look at it. You're like, I don't know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I do that?
Well, the thing with Mines Plus, once you're in Mines Plus, you see all the Mines Plus stuff, regardless of who it's from.
I know.
Yeah,
I'm
like,
not.
I have it not so I can see stuff. I have it because I go on the Vanguard against any and all commercials in all shape and.
Hey, what?
A Vanguard against all commercials in all shapes and forms. Because I know that it's not terrible, but like I hate the boosted tweets because they're all a bunch of conspira boomer stuff. At least that's the only stuff I ever see.
No, that's all there is.
Yeah, the boosted content.
Yeah, the boosted content.
Yeah, it's mostly conspiracy stuff, and like, I don't know, some of my stuff probably makes it on there because I boost stuff like 3 times every week.
Yeah, it's kind of hypocritical because I boost content, but I don't watch boosted content. Then again, the people, it's people I don't even support really get. I don't see people's stuff who I would usually support.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all a bunch of conspiracy stuff.
And you said they're going back to the whole.
Yeah.
Any interactions are going to go towards tokens now, right?
Yeah, all likes.
Okay.
It used to be you could like something, you could comment on it, and you could share it. Now it's just upvotes. Downvotes are actually going to be negative now too. So.
Well, so we can just go in and downvote the bots. Downvote
So
the
now
bots.
Now there's a real reason to downvote stuff. 'Cause normally I don't do it because it's like, it's not worth it.
Yeah. Of course, bots can go around downvoting other people now too.
Yeah, now that they know how to do that, they'll just have bots go around and downvote everything they can find. That'll be fun.
That may not be such a great idea, thinking about how the bots are going to use it. But I was just thinking one of the complaints I had about going to the Minds Plus only interaction thing is that boosting your content doesn't like recoup any tokens.
Yeah, you don't get the likes that come from boosted content don't count.
Yeah, they don't. The people who have Minds Plus aren't seeing the boosts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the people who are paying, it doesn't pay back, and I think it's also a thing where because it's boosted, if it gets a like from that, like the feed that was in, it doesn't even count, even if the person does have Minds.
I saw that Minds is doing some sort of contest or event or whatever.
Yeah, the follower event.
Yeah, and I was like, how many of them are going to be bots?
Yeah, this many followers. But
I stopped caring about subscribers because I realized half of the new ones I got are bots.
Yeah. I don't think I've had one that's not a bot. Well, I had one recently, and I don't know, that could have been a bot too.
I've had a handful, and sometimes it's hard to tell, to be honest.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's the worst part, is you can never tell who's a bot and who's not.
Sometimes it's obvious.
No, so yeah, sometimes you get an actual account where you see an artist and they've got just a couple followers and actual posting drawing. And those are what I've been following.
Have you heard about the one about the page with 9 subscribers and 1,000 subscriptions? Maybe it was the other way around.
I think the way it was is like someone was complaining about something, or I think it was a Clara post, and person had like had 2 or so odd followers, but followed like 2,000 people.
Yeah, I automatically just report those pages.
Yeah. Let's go real skip. The sad thing is there really aren't that many places to go on. Like, I still have a DeviantArt. I still get notifications on that for pictures I drew 4 or 5 years ago.
Really? Because like mine is super dead. I also don't check notifications, I guess.
So I have a couple drawings. Like I drew a picture of Rosalina, like on the Mario Kart, one of those carts or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not actually an adult picture either. It's just like a random drawing of Rosalina. And I never know if they're real people or just bots that like randomly look up stuff. Like, how do you know who's real anymore? Are you a bot? Are you lying to me?
Nobody's real.
Oh, if they're not gaining anything from it, then it's probably not a bot.
Yeah, it's probably not a bot, but there's a lot of people who add to their things, and it feels like you're back in the day where it's like they added this to their like Mario and Rosalina favorites group.
Yeah.
I remember groups. I remember back in the days, back in the OC Donut Steel day. I also remember Adoptable.
Those are still a thing.
Yeah, they are.
Heck, I'd expect them to make a bigger comeback now that NFTs are a thing. This seems like exactly the kind of thing you'd want for that.
Yeah, you would.
So, I recently recreated a Twitter account, and occasionally Twitter will suggest people for you to follow. Both times that Twitter has done that to me so far, and you know, I'll just like and retweet art, and you know, it's usually like kind of cutesy kind of stuff or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Both artists that Twitter has suggested to me drew child porn.
Amazing.
I was like, this is a cesspool. I want to leave. I want out now.
I left because I was part of the political. So it was either leave now or get outed for being, you know, not part of the group, not one of everyone. Because if I didn't leave, I would say something, and then the bots, the Eye of Sauron, would come down on me, flames of hell.
Honestly, beyond the political stuff, I just never get any real traction on that, on sites like Twitter or Facebook.
Yeah, me neither.
I actually know how to get traction too. Like, I know the things to draw. Like, there's certain you can either go the edgy or the cutesy comic. I could do that, but I don't. It's like losing part of yourself when you do that.
I could probably do the cutesy comic, but it has to be stuff I like. I don't think I'd actually lose my soul. I'd just be bored and give up on projects.
Well, yeah, it's not that you lose that. It's not that you lose your soul, but what it is that it's the sinkhole that everyone falls in. Because I actually have a lot of OCs that I like and children. But what happens is you fall into the fan cycle, and everyone's like, wow, this is the guy who draws X and X, and that person.
Yep.
And then you start drawing your own characters, and everyone's like, what is this?
Oh, you mean like, yeah, the fan art and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up in that, but I won't really care if I get adverse reactions to my own stuff. Part of the reason I do fan art is for practice. And when I need motivation and can't think and don't have the energy to just work on original stuff.
Yeah, the HoloLive stuff has been really good for getting me back into drawing.
Like I said, I want to try something like that too, but it would probably be kind of different from the usual stuff and probably not that popular, but it'll catch a few eyes.
I am realizing how slow I am. I'm falling into my ways.
Don't worry, I'm taking my time with this. I'm either too slow or I feel like I'm too fast. I feel like I'm too fast tonight.
Well, if this were Clip Studio, I'd be able to like just burst through all these. It's more than I'm crippled in this program. I think there's a way to share screens and stuff.
Probably.
Well, no, there is a way, because we could actually use Discord, and you can use OBS to capture multiple different screens, and we can all share our screen. That way we could actually do stuff in our own... Actually, if you wanted to figure out how that worked, like, because I know how you can take OBS, and you can take your screen so you'd have your YouTube screen, but you can also, like, then split down the other side to show other people's stuff. And then we could draw, like, really cool stuff. Because I wouldn't be handicapped. Even though I technically would still be handicapped by missing my fingers.
You wouldn't be double handicapped.
I wouldn't be double handicapped.
The double handicap combo.
Do you want to look like you hate handicapped people?
Omega capped.
Oh, maybe.
Cappuccino.
You've activated my trap card.
You've activated my cap card.
I think I'm done with mine.
Give me a minute. This isn't taking long, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. I'll wing it with the colors. Okay.
I'm gonna steal my Queen of Hearts with a great sword. You can go ahead. I wasn't gonna use it for anything. I was just thinking about it because I might be Queen of Hearts for Halloween.
Oh, cool. I'll put that.
Also, I'm a great sword main on Monster Hunter.
Amazing. I like greatsword. Although I use greatsword, but I use greatsword, gunlance, and switch axe, and sometimes what's it called? Charge blade.
I did Insect Glaive before I did greatsword.
But I started out with greatsword from the very first game, and it's like no matter what, I always like I try new weapons, but I always gravitate back. I can't escape it.
The greatsword cycle. There is only one step, and it is greatsword.
Greatsword.
Pretty much.
What do? Well, you see, I sit here and I charge my blade, and then I miss, and then I do it again.
No, that's not the answer to the test, Wolfsteel.
If you're not missing with your greatsword, you're not playing greatsword. Or at least that's how it always starts out, and then you get used to the monsters, and then you start.
I was having a lot of fun with Insect Glaive, but Insect Glaive is so complicated.
I've actually gone back to Monster Hunter World while I've been waiting for the New World MMO to come out. Because like the Switch one was okay, but I got so used to the smooth movement, how everything just works so well.
World is such a masterpiece of a game.
Mm-hmm.
Do you play Xbox or PlayStation?
I'm on PC.
Ah, dang it!
I mean, I have
it on Xbox. No one has
I have it on PlayStation. I have it on PC now because I can mod it for reasons. Yeah, I've been moving away from console.
Man, I haven't had a console in like a decade.
Well, I could boot up my PC, but there's really no point because what little time I actually do have to play video games is so small. Like today, it was the first time I played Monster Hunter in months, and I got my butt absolutely handed to me.
I've only got my Switch and 3DS. I'm kind of interested in getting in a PC, but there's not a ton of stuff I'd go out of my way to make a whole gaming PC for.
There's like a lot of stuff out there, but it's kind of like TV, right? Where it's, you know, pay for all this.
Yeah, too much. Yeah, like so many options. I guess you're kind of paralyzed. There's also the fact that with consoles, I don't have to worry about getting the right parts or getting ripped off on them. Like everyone says making a PC is easy, but it still takes time and a lot of fiddling I hate doing.
Yeah, it's not. I'm not gonna make the argument that making a PC is easy.
I know it's worth the
easy.
It's worth the time.
Friend.
Yeah. I don't really have anyone to do it with. I know it can be worth the time, but I don't think I'll be that invested in it to make it worth my time.
Yeah, I do everything on my computer. I have my art programs on here. I have my games on here. This is basically my work desk where I come to when I'm sure I'm home.
Same.
Actually, honestly, I think having gaming on there too would just make distractions worse for me.
Mhm. That's a very good reason.
Having the internet on it is the distraction for me.
Yeah, that's the worst part. You're sitting there doing a little doodle and stuff like that. Oh, I've drawn 3 lines. I am so tired. Let's see what's happening on the internet. Yeah,
No, it's more like you're doing work. You remember that random YouTube clip or song from like 5 years ago, and you're like, I want to see that again. Then you do it.
And then you find it, and then you find a bunch of old videos, and you start clicking on those, like, oh, I remember that. It's like looking through photo albums for like old people, but now the new generation is looking up old stuff on the.
Yeah, video games take more time to invest in, so I don't think that'll happen to me. I just don't have a motive to do it. Though I will say, if titles on whatever comes after Switch are mainly $70, I'm just.
Yeah, that's where everything's going.
It's not gonna be even gonna be out of principle. I'm just gonna loot. I'm just gonna like. I'll probably stop because it'll be a big investment. Like, there's the principle, and there's the fact that I have so much stuff I can play on Switch. I could Switch and 3DS. Could probably just spend a decade focusing on that.
I say I'm done with console, but I'm still like so I'll probably buy their stuff.
Who?
Nintendo.
Yeah, I recommend look into a 3. If you want something cheap, relatively cheap, look into a 3DS. You can get some DS games and 3DS titles, which even if they're not discounted.
But here's the thing: 3DS and DS I have on my computer. I have GameCube, Wii U, and I could actually get some Switch games, but I actually play them all on my PC.
Okay.
Like, I've been like the game where when I'm painting the cards, that's from a game that on the GameCube. I'm actually going through and playing that again now. I think it's like 2008. Yeah, it's like 2000. No, it's like 2002, 2003 is when. But another thing is you can actually buy emulators, play GameCube, Game Boy Color, Game Boy, Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, the only reason I don't want to do that is, well, I'm fine with doing it on consoles, but I'd mainly be doing that with games that weren't available, and I'm just paranoid about getting bad at about accidentally downloading malware. So I need good sites.
You don't have to worry about that because you can ask people like me who have other computers, because I actually have 2 computers. I have my work computer and I have my downloading computer. Because one is just, it has none of your data on it, but you use it solely so you can, like, you download stuff and it's like, oh no, there's a virus on there. Then you just kill everything, reinstall stuff and start over. Or you can find trusted links and stuff like torrenting, like, so you don't actually have to look for it. If someone you know has a game you want to play, just, ask them and they can send you a torrent or seed it so you can.
I'll probably do that. I'll probably try that. Yeah, I'll probably try that out. Like, stuff I want to play isn't. I mentioned it to Dice. The stuff I want to play isn't popular. It's stuff that would only be worth it for companies to bring if it was part of a compilation subscription service.
Yeah, like the game I'm playing wasn't that popular. It came out at the end of the GameCube's lifespan, so no one knew what it was.
Like,
among the people who enjoy it, it's a niche favorite, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not a huge thing.
Yeah, that's the kind like I'm not militant against emulation at all, but if you're gonna make an argument, that's gonna be like the most straightforward argument. Like, literally, no one has any incentive to bring this onto modern consoles.
Yeah, like if I wanted to get this game, I'd have to pay like $100 just for the game. Then not even counting finding a working Wii or a working game, because it's actually GameCube, so it can play on the Wii or the GameCube. But I'd have to find that. Then I'd have to find the cords. I'd have to have a TV that could actually play it. It's like you're talking about like getting to $1,000 just for shipping, handling, finding the and just
Yeah,
security.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the way I see people talk about it, there's always feels like there's a lot of spite. When I'm pretty sure normal people are just like, I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars for this, and literally no one has any good reason to bring it over because it won't be worth the time.
Yeah, and emulation is also good for saving stuff too.
Oh, that's
Because a lot of stuff is just lost to history.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure most companies are okay. They were bad about it in the past, but they're better at least holding on to like the source code and stuff. They just don't re-release it a lot of the time.
Japanese games are terrible because what they used to do is they would literally just, all right, game's done, it's all shipped, delete everything.
Yeah, I remember.
It's all gone.
Yeah, I remember a story about how Capcom actually lost the source code to Knights in a Fire.
Is that Unity always looks different in every freaking Resident Evil game? It bugs me.
No, I think I don't even know if Chris I don't know. Chris looks different constantly, which I don't even know if it's a meme at all. Like,
Leon, you need to have sex with my sister.
Oh jeez, man! No, come on. I thought Chris, he generally looks more similar over the games than Leon does, right?
Yeah, Chris does. Chris looks the same.
I remember people talking about how he took kind of took a shift around 7, but I don't think there was a lot.
Actually, the only thing I really know about Chris is the memes about the Leon. You have to have sex with the red. You have to keep the Redfield line.
Shows it. I thought you were cool. Of course, you didn't mention the boulder punching meme.
The boulder punching.
Oh yeah, the boulder.
That game was awful. Not as bad as 6. But still pretty bad.
Yeah, like that was 4 was the start of the action movie phase, but that was kind of where it was a problem.
Say 4 was the one that I actually started with.
Yeah. You didn't get to hear all the mansion like freaking dialogue from like way back. That was the thing. I keep hoping they're gonna like remake a game, but like with like the original voice actors and stuff, just because like please change nothing. I want to hear.
I'm sure I can find an emulated version of it.
No, Doodle. The bad voice acting is what makes it Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're gonna have the bad voice acting in the emulated.
That just makes it accurate.
If you want to talk about bad voice acting, the game I'm playing is horrendous. Baten Kaitos Eternal Wings in the Lost Ocean. They didn't even know how to what's it called when you compact voices or whatever, voice files. It's not zip.
Compress.
They didn't know how to do that, so they're essentially what happened is they just not only is the voice acting bad, it also sounds like it's coming from a tin can, no matter how good of a system. It's terrible.
That reminds me of the Titus laugh from Final Fantasy X. Like,
Oh yeah.
everyone brings that clip out like, oh man, this is how bad English dub acting was. When the point is that it was in character. It was supposed to sound really forced.
Yeah, if you know that scene, you know that it's not supposed to be a real laugh.
It's still cringe though.
It's still bad. It's still cringe-inducing.
Like it is, but there's context to why it's cringe.
That just means you know he's supposed
cringe
to.
all the time, right? That's the if Titus was like normal most of the time and was only cringe there, we'd understand. But he's cringe all the time. It was just that was like this cringe, but like times a million. Because I'm not a good enough voice actor to do this to laugh badly correctly, right? If that makes sense, you know.
It sounds bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't make the people watching want to stop.
My brother literally like rage quit 10 because like he had to play it just on mute the entire time. He could not take that voice actor.
I mean, I rage quit 10 too, but that's just because I couldn't. That was even an even worse cringe. I couldn't even make it past the opening scene. Or when I said 10-2, I don't mean also, I mean like the actual game. 10.
Oh, 10-2?
10-2.
10-2 is terrible.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it.
The dress up one that should never have been made.
Which one?
10-2.
But here's the thing, I know that those are bad, but I'm a fan of another one of the memed ones. I unironically enjoy 13.
Which one?
13 and 13-2 are the ones that I played, and I enjoy them both.
Do you like hallways?
Is there cringe? Well, actually, 13-2 wasn't that much of a hallway.
I'm sure they fixed it going.
Yeah,
fixed it going on.
I'm aware of 13 the movie. I'm aware of it.
Like, I'm pretty sure it gets memed on because, well, there were three of them.
Well, no, 13 got memed on because it literally is. For the first half of the game, it's a movie. You're literally level locked. You can't actually, BTFO the boss by over leveling.
Yep.
You do get a lot more. It gets a lot better because you have actual choice and you get to do stuff and go around. But that's halfway through the game. That's like 20 hours in.
Oh, that's why it's called Hallway Simulator.
Yeah. It's called Hallway Simulator because the first half of the game is literally just, go here, fight this.
Yeah.
And so no one really puts in the time to get to the actual part where you're able to do stuff. 13-2 is about time travel, so you can't avoid that cringe no matter what, but I actually found they handled it pretty well.
I tried playing 13, but I quit really early on as soon as I saw, like, the Shiva sisters, and then they turned into a motorcycle. I was like, okay, this is stupid. I'm out.
It's like, I know it's cringe, but I also thought that was a teenager at the time, so I'm like, oh, man, this is cool. It's riding two chicks, it's awesome. Oh no, my masculinity. That shit's showing.
Speaking of consoles and PCs and expensive games, there's a ton of decent and good games, like indie games on the PC that aren't like $70.
I know.
Yeah. Like, I got Valheim. Valheim isn't finished, but I've sunk my brother and I playing that have sunk probably 100 hours into it. It's not even finished.
Oh yeah, I did get Valheim, but I haven't really gotten deep into it.
Yeah, we're waiting for there's a Hearth and Home update that they haven't done yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but even without it, it's still really.
Yeah, I've been looking into I looked into a few indie games because I was looking for stuff that was really low power. I played through Valhalla, which was all right. It's kind of the more I think about it, the more of a bummer the overall game is.
Commander Reagan, welcome to.
What was that?
Commander Reagan.
Sorry, that was me. On Discord, so maybe people were commenting on it. They're like, "Oh, look at this other stream," and so I clicked on it and started playing. I thought I had it on mute. So,
nah.
My apologies.
Okay, I thought I missed part of the conversation.
No.
There's a bomb. Obama, get down.
Protect the president.
Mrs. Obama, hit the floor.
Yeah.
I forget what that's from.
I really need to get some multiplayer streams going on with some games.
I know it's kind of old hat, but I really want to try more Among Us. I've barely gotten a chance to play any. Yeah, I've barely gotten a chance to play any.
I've never played it yet.
The Stone Toss game. He hides a Mogus in his comics, every single one now. And
Oh
I hate
yeah.
myself because I hate myself because as soon as one is posted in this other group I'm in, everyone is scrambling to find it and post it.
You know, I just, you know, I remember, I noticed how the people were taking the comic and purposefully erasing his name just because I knew it was out of spite.
Mm-hmm. But you know who's drawing it. You don't need the signature. He's got thousands of drawings on the internet. You can't.
Like, someone is going to ask, "Hey, where's this art from?"
You can literally throw it in Google image search and reverse image search to find it.
Cohead is in the Discord suggesting a Gartic phone stream, and I'd be down for that.
Yeah, I was thinking, I remembered that. That looks like so much fun. Because one of the games is you draw something. It's actually, I think you can play it on your phone or something like that too. Like you can literally join us on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
That actually,
I think it's a browser game or something.
It is a browser game. You don't even have to download down, but you can draw on it.
Yeah, that's something pretty much everybody could play, I think.
I'm down for that.
We could get a pretty good crowd in here if we plan it right. Let's see.
Mm-hmm.
Get us three. Usagi might be able to join. We got Cohead. That's 5. 6 with Gonzo.
If it's on Saturdays, I can show up.
Mm-hmm. Myron might join us. I don't know, Doodlebird hasn't joined just because she doesn't have her stylus, I guess, still.
Mm-hmm.
Nah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we could get a decent crowd, I think.
Doodle, draw with your trackpad.
I think Doodle...
Draw with your mouse, hard mode.
Yeah, that's Usagi.
The call.
Doodle's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doodle left.
Uh-oh. No, darn it.
Gonzo will have tech issues, probably. We'll probably all have tech issues.
My entire
I spent weekend making sure stuff worked. I've been doing pretty good.
I don't have nothing's broken on me, so I should be okay. My computer's just really slow and weak.
You said that you had Windows 7 still, right? Somebody else?
That's me.
Okay, sorry.
I don't like to update things.
I'm pretty sure I'm on 10.
It makes sense, and I would like to do it too, but I'm too much of a boomer at this point to get off the grid.
Well, I'm planning at some point to jump over to Linux. I just haven't bothered yet because I'm just like, I have too much freaking stuff to do. I will do it. I'm getting there. Just.
I kind of want to, just so I can go further with de-googling my stuff, but I don't have the time for the space for it.
How much it takes up compared to 10? When you think of it.
Yeah, Linux seems like a big hassle to deal with.
It's getting better.
I'm pretty sure it is, just because it's like not off the grid, but it's this weird alt tech kind of thing, and a lot of stuff doesn't support it.
Yeah.
Just because they're focused on Windows and I won't say Apple too much, but
I play too many multiplayer online games to get off Windows, so I have shackled. I'm doing the other important things, learning how to have a garden, arm myself, buy gold, stuff like that. I'm taking care of myself in other ways. When the online apocalypse happens, I'll be fine.
I need to do that. I just don't. I just need to. I just need to.
You need one of these.
Better income. A broken bone.
If we get an internet apocalypse, I'm gonna be screwed because all my prep is in crypto.
Oof.
You need to diversify.
Crypto, here, you can use crypto to get rich right now, but what you have to do is you have to get in play the game and then get your money out and buy actual physical.
You're gonna
Because
get
crypto's
crazy now if you get out of crypto, right?
Say what?
Well, you're gonna get taxed like crazy. Well, I'm assuming we're all American citizens here, but
yes.
you know, since Uncle Sam realized, oh wait, there's money there, I can't let people not, pay me taxes. So now it's ridiculous. The tax penalty you get once you get out of crypto. But yeah, like with diversification, and also if you're really worried about things like really falling apart, you're gonna want like booze and salt and sugar and stuff for barter, like, not just food for you to eat. And like
Yeah, that's why I stock up on bullets. I'm gonna use bullets as currency, kind of like Metro Exodus. Actually, back in the day, you used to use bullets as currency. I'm just returning to tradition.
Yeah, I don't expect anything to get that bad, so I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah, that's the thing is.
I'm mostly worried about inflation, which is...
The thing is, times are going to get tough. Like, we know this. Inflation is gonna hit.
Yeah.
And everyone's, like, earnings are gonna hit the floor.
And that's why I'm getting into crypto, because it's less vulnerable to inflation.
Until they take over.
If you're able to also get in a stock market, then at least you can rise with inflation on that if you get something kind of stable. I mean, depends on what you're investing in, but it's an
Stock
idea.
market feels so risky.
It can be. That's why I'm saying you're diversifying, right? You're getting crypto, you're getting some in the stock market, your savings are going to be with everything going on. Trying to get, if you're able to get property, I think the housing market's finally leveling off, sort of.
Barely.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I hate to say hopefully, but hopefully it'll crash, because then you can, like, get in. So, like, I actually, I own my house outright, because my husband and I bought it back when, like, it sort of bottomed out in, like, what was it, like 2011, somewhere around there? Which I'm pretty fortunate about. So that's why I'm kind of watching that, because, yeah, with more property, that's one way to get around inflation. I'm not saying it's easy for everybody, because,
Yep. My
Well-
hopes is that my parents own the house right now, because that's what we had to do, is they have to outright buy it. And then I'm going to buy it by getting a loan. But what I'm hoping is inflation hits, and suddenly, like, the $150K I have to pay off is now,
oh yeah, for sure.
like, it's still $150K, but now because of inflation, I'm making, like, 20 grand a month. Why not?
Oh yeah. Yeah, no,
Pay off my,
if we go like full Weimar Republic, if you've got debt, you're like, woo!
Because here's the thing: the cost of your house doesn't go up when inflation goes. That's the nice thing. Or the cost of your loan doesn't.
Yeah, the value of your house might.
Right.
Yeah, the house goes up, but the loan that I signed documents and papers on, I'm paying this much for it, doesn't go
Right.
up.
You get to pay with like Zimbabwe dollars, right? You're like, here's like $1 million bucks
Here's a
for-
bill. Here's my $2 million bill. Do you have change for that?
Yeah. Honestly, don't bother. Give me a wheelbarrow instead.
It'll all be digital. I don't even have to carry
What?
money.
Well, that's what they're going to try to do, and that's how the tyranny is going to really, hit at that point. They're like, well, obviously the currency crashed. Who could have foreseen this? Anybody who understood economics saw this coming like freaking decades ago. It doesn't matter.
I mean, the problem is, like, I understand why you have to have physical currency, but after working as a cashier for a couple years, I hate cash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It
I
should
think
still
that-
exist, but I personally hate it. I understand why it should. I just don't.
I mean, they used to use stuff like gold or silver, and you can't print that.
People don't know that, but yeah, banknotes go back to at least the 1200s, at least in the West. I haven't looked into banking systems of, like, say, China or Japan, right? Although they probably have something very similar. Partly because of the various, like, religious orders, like the Templars and everything else. Actually, it's funny. Sorry, I should stop. I'm about to do a podcast of, like, 14th century freaking banking compared to modern day. No, sorry. I do that sometimes.
1776 will rise again.
No.
Go ahead.
I like this because I in my looking at my various medieval books and everything else, and I realized that the inflation was maybe at like 1% every 100 years for a very long time. It was very stable, right? And then suddenly in the 1400s we had like whoop, suddenly the price of a war horse goes up to 80 pounds when it had been like 14 stably for like 200 years, and I was like, something freaking happened. So I looked into the history of banking because I'm that weirdo, right? And I found out that's when we started doing U Street. I went, oh, of course. That explains it. So when we started inventing wealth out of nothing.
Ah, yes.
Usury is what got the Templars, or was it the Templars, or who was it that they started using usury and they're like, hey, we're not doing this anymore. Killed all.
Well, that was King Philip of France, actually. He was like, dang, I'm broke. Who has money? Oh, wait, the Templars have money. If I kill them, I'll get their money, which, of course, didn't happen. Right? He killed them and it was like, wait, where's their cash? Like, I don't know. We'll never know now. Thanks, you killed them all. You know, same thing about like the massacre of York and a lot of killing of Jews throughout a lot of Western European history. Is always, almost inevitably, some nobleman was like, dang, I'm in debt. Who owns all the debt? And like, oh, I know who owns all the debt. So if I kill them, I'm scot-free. It was always actually, oddly enough, monetary, not like racial or religious in nature. People think it's the other way. It's like, no, it's just money. It's always money. You know, no one feels like getting up off their butt and massacring people for, you know, for free. Well, not no one, but most of the time people are not actually that motivated to do it. Anywho, like I say, this is kind of more of my area of expertise is because I'm a weirdo.
Say, actually, is anyone aware of Scrump Monkey or Scrump Daddy?
No.
Sounds familiar.
He actually covers that. There's a series he does that's called the Democratization series, where he goes over all the way back down to like the 1500s and explains how the banking system came around.
Oh,
and
yeah. Fun thing.
They're like 3-hour episodes. There's like 20 of them now. But if you need some background music and you want to destroy your understanding of the world and how the monetary system works, like go ahead and do that.
Oh yeah, Well, I wonder if he also incorporates the history of medicine. Basically, everything started going wrong in the 1500s, as I like to tell people. They were doing plastic surgery successfully in the 1400s. 1500s weren't doing it anymore, and I'm like, what the flip? I found out what happened, of course, but yeah. We did a really good job until the Renaissance. You're like, oh yeah, thank you. Introducing magic was fantastic. We were doing so well before that.
Yes. And more about goes over like the different ideologies and why we are the way we are today. How it goes all the way from, all right, we used to have the gold standard and now we have nukes because we have bank. It actually makes sense. If you go through it, you'd understand that, you know, if you didn't have like the worldwide bank system that we have now, where you can print money and just have however much you want, you would have no need for these constant wars. So because if you were to stop, you would have to actually take a moment, remove some of the currency that's in effect because there's no way to justify the spending of it.
Right. Weird.
And eventually that leads up to the nuke.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in a really horrible cycle. Some of my friends who are into like geopolitics and economics, like one of them even up explaining some of the things, like I get it, but like we can't not do this system. Like of course we can. What are you talking about? You know, like that's been most of human history. It's only us weird modern morons who've been doing it this way, right? Every other civilization in the ancient past figured out that our system is stupid and leads to horrible stuff. That's why it was a sin, you know? I mean, it's not just in like Judaism. I mean, like in a lot of other cultures figured that one out. You know, but he's like, no, we couldn't possibly live any other way. And you're like, all right, cool, whatever. It's, you know, this is why we're stuck here. Thanks.
I will not eat the bugs. I will not live in the pod.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
Unfortunately, I'm literally building these things called, the job is called BT. It's like BT whatever mighty pod. I'm literally building these things. They're a bunch of cabinets that you build and you put together, and you literally just take them with a forklift and you put them into a building, and you have a fully furnished apartment. I am literally building the pods.
Wonderful.
When you do it, right? Because like you can choose to live in, like for example, I would live in a tiny home if I'd like designed it and built it myself, and I put it on like property so that way the rest of it could be farmland or whatever. But like someone is saying, no, we're gonna pick you up and like slap you in an apartment because we flip inside it. That's where you belong. You're like, nah.
Yeah, we're gonna put 4 or 5 people on all sides of you, and you'll never sleep and you'll never have peace. And
right,
I did that one.
You're gonna live in like Kunlun, functionally. I don't know if you guys know where that is.
Did you say Kunlun?
Kunlun. Hang on a second.
Oh, Kunlun.
Yeah. One of the things that always I see happening with these pod kind of things is that they always give you like a price, and I'm looking at it like my mortgage is less than that.
Yeah.
It's like
these small 1-person payments are $12,000.
Yeah.
Half of what I pay.
It's like a lot of
What I
the
pay is half.
the problems they're having could be solved by just moving away from high-cost cities. Stop crowding together in big places. There are plenty of other places to go where cost of living isn't exorbitant.
Decentralize everything, then we wouldn't have the need for all these ridiculous, stupid highway pipeline things of shipping a bunch of like highly processed food around everywhere. Just like stop flipping doing it.
I'd be fine with getting rid of the cities.
Well, I mean, I think if it was the Department of Defense, it's more or less under the impression that if, for example, anything happened to like the water or food supply to a city, they would die within about three days. Most of the people.
Oh yeah. Cities are a huge vulnerability.
Well,
I don't
it's
believe
not,
that. They should test it out.
it's not.
I have a supply of food and water.
Right, it's not necessarily the fact that they would like literally starve to death by that point, but the chaos that would start ensuing. And of course, you're in a city full of people who are all going to be panicking all at once. That's what's going to get them, right? You can,
Well, yeah.
if you had to go 3 days without water, but if you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's the freaking apocalypse, and then the like 50,000 neighbors that live in your one apartment complex all think the same thing, That's
Yeah,
when-
remember not last year directly, but remember 2019, around December, there was a store in Australia that ran out of toilet paper.
Oh yeah,
Someone took a picture of that
and then the whole
and then
world
spread
like,
that picture everywhere because nobody knew where the store was, but everyone's like, oh my god, there's no toilet paper, so everyone around the world is buying all the toilet paper.
Yeah.
We didn't even have a shortage because we actually have the production to make it. It's just that everyone bought it all at once, so it seemed like we did.
It's an artificial scarcity, but I actually told my friends back in the day, I was like, you're gonna need to buy toilet paper, and they said, why? I'm like, because everyone else is. That's why. Otherwise, like I don't think
I have to stop. It's like I have to stop myself because I keep buying food and water. I have actually it'll work because then I can help my friends and family. But I think I have just for myself. I have weeks. I have months of food and water stored.
Be nice.
You're being smart.
Yeah, but it's getting to a point where I literally have to stop myself. It's like, okay, ignore that. Do not pick it up. Do not put it. It's not like I'm spending an exorbitant amount of money either. It's just, you pick up an extra box when you're going shopping.
Yeah.
So you do that 20, 30 times and...
Can of beets or something.
Yeah, I've got a cabinet full of ramen.
I have,
Because I was just buying it like crazy last year.
I wish I could eat all that. That'd be great. No, really, I have just bazillion food allergies, so I'm basically stuck on just raw milk and meat, and that's it. And not just meat, only beef. So store up food for yourself, and I'm like, okay, like I said, I have some canned beets and some canned green beans and stuff. They're not fantastic for me, and they're also not very high on calories. So it's just sort of like, well.
So you can't eat beans either? Because beans are one of those things you can actually buy. They store forever, and they actually have the proteins you need.
Well, I know, but firstly, I'm allergic to the entire bean family except supposedly black beans. But then I tried eating some black beans, and I'm thinking I'm probably allergic to these two, right? Just not as allergic, right? I don't end up in the hospital like I do with garbanzo beans. I would not know on those. So I'm trying to figure out lentils, maybe if I can store some more einkorn or something like that. It seems like it's just, this is why I wanted to have a farm, right? Which I couldn't buy, and then I could put, really old grains and plants on there, and damsons instead of plums, whatever, it should be, as far away from all the modern crap as I can manage. Because, when I'm in certain parts of the world where they're still doing traditional farming, I'm fine. I can eat everything. I could even eat peanuts, where I was like, wow, I forgot what these things are like. Or eggs. I love eggs. But, if I'm not there, I'm in a place where they have all the processed crap, you're like, cool, I can't eat anything again. Thanks. I hate my life.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know what? We're approaching 3 hours on this stream, and we're kind of stopped growing. Might be time to, cut it off, and then we can all chat off stream if we so desire. I'm getting kind of hungry myself.
That's fine.
I can stay.
That's fine.
So,
what do you think of our creations for tonight?
The video, back up there.
think we made some interesting stuff.
I think it
for
started
mine.
strong.
It started strong.
Yeah, I kind of peaked in the middle, and
Yeah.
the last one I kind of had a really weird idea of basically this monster, chunks of this monster basically being replaced by like a parasitic substance, or maybe symbiotic.
Yeah, I think the middle one was kind of our peak here.
Yeah.
An attempt was made.
I'm happy with what I did though. It was fun.
Yeah. Anyways, that'll be it for today. I'm cutting off the stream here, so if anyone's still watching, thanks for watching.